Hey, what's up guys? It's Digital Dan coming live from Medellin, Colombia. And in this video, I want to talk about how I'm able to live here full time and how you are able to do it as well. So I'm going to be giving you guys some tips and tricks. So number one, to be able to live somewhere out here, you're going to have some type of job or business that's going to allow you to live digitally. So number one, I always recommend having an online business, okay? Number two is if you are like me, because I have a brick and mortar business back in the States. If you have a brick and mortar business, you want to make sure that that business is 100% automated, okay? Or number three, you want to make sure that you have some type of job that allows you to work remote. One of the ones that I always recommend is doing a sales job. Sales jobs are probably the easiest way to get in, and all you really need is your phone, and that's the type of thing that you're gonna need. Is just your phone and your laptop, and as long as you are able to work with just your phone or your laptop, then you'll be pretty much good to go. So the second thing that I always recommend, or the second thing I want to talk about right now, is you want to make sure that the place that you're going to travel to is a good place that's going to benefit you, right? It's either A, going to make you more money, or B, is going to help you in some way. For example, I'm here in Colombia, right? And I'm originally from Los Angeles. Los Angeles is on Pacific time, and here in Colombia, it's on its own time, Colombian time, which I believe it's Mountain Standard Time, which means that it's 2 hours ahead from LA time, which is good because before in LA, I would have to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning to get my day started. I would go to the gym, and then after the gym, I'll make sure that I eat my breakfast. So I had to wake up early. Now here in Colombia, since we're 2 hours ahead, I can do that same thing at 8 o'clock. I can wake up at 8 o'clock and achieve the same results. Or if I wake up still at 6 o'clock, that gives me an extra 2 hours. So it's because the time zone is different, and my clients are all back in Los Angeles. The time zone is gonna go ahead and help me out with making my life, honestly, it's been helping me make my life more productive. Some other tips and tricks that I'll give you is, this is something that I started to do, preparing for the life to be 100% digital, is that you want to make sure you start practicing having that digital lifestyle wherever you're at, okay? So like, let's say me, right? I was in LA, and I could have been working in the office. I could have been working at home, but instead I decided I'm like, all right, since I want to live this digital lifestyle, what I'm going to start doing is I'm gonna start bringing my laptop into coffee shops, and I'm gonna just work completely the whole day off a coffee shop. Or I'll be taking short vacations. So I'm from Los Angeles, I'll go to San Diego, or I'll go to San Francisco, and I'll make sure I'll start working while I'm out, because that's gonna help you. It's gonna start helping you for this lifestyle, because for me personally, I think it's going to be hard to build that habit when you're already out here. So I just started building the habit when I was out in LA, and I'm a big person of law of attraction. And whatever you whenever you start doing something, like if you start becoming the person that you want to become, you eventually are going to become that person. So that's a big thing. That's a big component of what I believe in. So if you want to be successful, start acting like a successful person. If you want to be a digital nomad and you want to be living somewhere remote, wherever you're at, it doesn't matter if you're in the desert of Arizona, start living like you're a digital nomad. Go out, go to a coffee shop, make sure that you sit down, work off your computer, take calls while you're on the go. Another thing that I've noticed is, because I have other colleagues, right, that are in the same niche as I am. And one thing that, it might not be bad because of their lifestyle, but what I think is bad for the lifestyle that I'm trying to live in, is that when we would go out, right, they'll get a call and they'll be like, oh, I'm not taking this call because right now I'm on dinner time. So when I'm on dinner time, I don't answer calls. Me, I made sure that wherever I was at, because I knew that I was gonna be living this lifestyle, and that if I wanted to be digital, then I'm gonna have to answer calls wherever I'm at. So I made sure that whenever a call came, it didn't matter if I was at a 5-star restaurant, it didn't matter if I was eating with my family, it didn't matter if I was eating with my girl. I'll excuse myself. I'll be like, hey, excuse me, and I'm gonna take this call, and I would take that call wherever I'm at, because I wanted to practice. I wanted to make sure that I'm good when I come out here, because I don't want to start losing money and being like, oh no, right now I can easily say, oh no, I'm on vacation time, I don't need to be working right now. But instead, I was like, no, I have to be working throughout the day like it's a normal day. And I built that habit from just being out in the States, or being out in LA, and making sure that I started practicing this lifestyle, which made it easy as soon as I transitioned, because now I'm like, oh, okay, it's exactly how it was back in LA. Like, this is the same lifestyle. I'll work out at a coffee shop, or I'll work out at a friend's apartment, or I'll work out at some different city that I'm in. And I'll always tell people like, hey, like, this time is allocated strictly for work, so please don't bother me right now. I'm just gonna start grinding. And everyone will be like, oh, okay, cool. And now that I'm out here, I feel like it's normal. I'm doing the same exact thing. I'm working throughout the day. And then for me personally, what I like to do is work during the day and then go out at night, right? I believe that it's important to go out and socialize. So what I always do is work during the day. All day is just filled with work, right? Answering calls, creating content, doing whatever I had to do, just putting output. And then during that night, during that like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, I'll put down my computer and I'll be, all right, let's go out to the city. Let's have a good time. I'll probably do a salsa dancing, probably go out and, mingle with some people, go on a date. It doesn't matter what it is, right? I would just go out. That's just my lifestyle. That's the lifestyle that I want to live. But if you want to be a workhorse, you just want to work, then obviously you can go ahead and do that. But I don't find that appealing. I find that this lifestyle is meant to live, and I want to work, but I also want to have fun. I work hard and I play hard the same way, right? And another tip that I want to give you guys is, so this is a habit that I've noticed with peers, or this is another habit that I've noticed with myself back when I was a beginner entrepreneur, is that I built this habit of not responding to people fast, right? And I think that's a big con, especially if you're trying to be successful. One thing that I would recommend is, if you're trying to become a digital nomad, or if you want to be living this digital lifestyle, you have to be quick on your phone, quick on responses. So now, before I used to like, let's say someone would text me, I'll take all day to text them back. Now, if I get a text, instantly jump on my phone, text, sent out. If something needed to get done, so let's say something crazy is happening out there in the States, inventory didn't get shipped properly, it got sent to the wrong location, a lot of things can go wrong. I'll instantly go on my phone, all right, give me five minutes, guys, let me go ahead and solve this issue. And I just quickness is a superpower that you start implementing. This is going to help you with this digital lifestyle. It's just one thing that I wanted to throw out. Next, the next thing I want to talk about is automation. So let's say in any business that you're in, especially if you're a business owner, you want to make sure, you want to be telling yourself, okay, can I automate this, or can I give this task to someone else? Is this a high income activity, or is this a low income activity? And to be honest, the reason that I was stuck in a brick and mortar job and I wasn't able to move anywhere is because I would do all these low income activities by myself. And that's probably like one of the worst things you can do. So you want to start telling yourself, is this activity that I'm doing right now, is this a low income activity, or is this a high income activity? And then, like, one of my mindsets, or one of the things that really messed me up was not wanting to invest. I didn't want to invest in employees because I thought they were too expensive. I was like, no, I can't handle that. It's too much responsibility. What if I can't give them the hours that they want, right? But the good thing, or one of the great things of just putting yourself in positions where you have to succeed, is that either you succeed or you don't, right? And if you really want it, you're going to go ahead and you're going to succeed. So I told myself, it's like, I have to live this lifestyle. I have to be somewhere that I want to be 24/7. I have to be somewhere in Colombia. I have to be in Mexico. I have to be traveling all the time. So I told myself, I have to make this work. So number one, hiring an employee. I hired a full-time employee in the United States, and it's expensive. It's expensive, right? But what did I tell myself? Okay, well, and the second thing is that employees want hours, right? They want to make money as well. So I was thinking to myself, okay, well, the only way that I'm gonna be able to have an employee is that I have to give them, or I have to be making a lot more money. So I just switched my mindset. It's crazy how a switch in the mindset could get you to propel into new heights. And so I just switched my mindset. I was like, all right, we're gonna go ahead and do this. I hired an employee, and honestly, I didn't even have enough money to afford an employee, but the magic started to happen. I started to make moves. I started to run around, and guess what started to happen? I started to make more money in results of having that employee. It's crazy enough. I thought that I was gonna be making less money and spending more money on the employee. And results of having an employee, it freed up a lot of my time. And because I was able to free up a lot of my time, then I was able to do other things to push the business to generate more money. So what really happened is, I thought that I was gonna be losing money from paying this employee every week, but in reality, I just started making more money. So that's probably another mindset shift, right? You got to if you really want something, it's gonna work out, but you have to make sure that you really want it, because either you're gonna get it or you're gonna fail. So that's another little key concept for you guys. So for hiring, how can you hire someone? How did I hire someone for my business? So number one, I did a lot of hiring, and I found a lot of bad people and I found a lot of good people. Obviously you can go on to Indeed and do stuff like that, but if you want to do that, you got to make sure you filter these people out, because hiring is no joke, especially where I'm at. I'm in where I was at. I was in Los Angeles, and in Los Angeles, the hiring laws are crazy over there. So you just want to make sure that when you pick an employee, you pick the right one. But one recommendation that I would give you is that I hired someone I knew. So I just went and I just posted like everyone that I knew. I started asking, I was like, hey, do you need a job? Do you need a job? People that I've trusted, right? People that I've known for a long period of time. And I was able to find someone that I trusted, and I was able to put in my business, and that's been the best decision ever. Because I've had other people that I found on Indeed, I found on other like websites where you can just post a job listing, and like they're not out to help you out, right? Like they're out for their own interest. And I understood that, but every employee's out for their own interest. I understand, but you want to make sure that you have someone that has a little bit of your own interest, especially for a high, like me. I was able to outsource everything of my business over to this person. And so I needed someone that I could trust. And she's doing a phenomenal job right now, just taking care of all my business. So just if you want to go ahead and find someone, I always recommend trying to find someone that you know first, because that's just it's gonna be 100% more beneficial. Or if you're online, right? One thing I always recommend is going to PH Jobs. These are the Philippine workers. They're cheap, right? So you can pay them up to like $3 an hour. I pay them a little more, $5 an hour. And if they do well, I just give them incentives. I add their pay, especially they're doing everything that they're supposed to be doing. So PH Jobs is a good place. And another place, if you want to find it for free, is just go on Facebook group pages. Go on Facebook, type in virtual assistants, post a job listing on there, and make sure you filter out and you make sure you find that right person, right? And let's see. And the last thing I just want to talk about is no risk, no reward. If you are too scared to do something, you're never going to get the thing that you wanted to do, right? So that's why I always recommend, I know it's risky. I know you're like, oh, I don't know if I could pull this off. Just tell yourself you could pull this off, and don't stop. You might fail in the beginning. When I started hiring my first employee, I failed. I didn't get the right one. It was a disaster. But what did I do? I bounced back. I was like, okay, let me just learn from my mistakes, learn from what happened, and then let me go back. Like the risk of coming out here with a successful business that I was running single-handedly, I didn't know how my employee or how my clients were gonna react to this. I didn't know if I was even gonna be able to pull this off, but I told myself that I am gonna pull this off, and that's no risk, no reward. So that's another key concept. If you're scared to take the risk, then you're never gonna get in this lifestyle. So just no risk, no reward. Remember that when deciding that if you want to be digital, if you want to start living this lifestyle. All right, so that's it. This is gonna be it for this video. It's Digital Dad, live from Medellin. Make sure you guys follow me on all the social media networks. Is gonna be down in the description below, and that's gonna be it, guys. Peace.